Oh, the age-old dance of desire. Have you ever wondered if there's a secret language to love? A way to transform the fleeting spark of physical attraction into an unshakable, soul-deep bond? It turns out there is, and it lies in understanding. The profound currents of human energy, especially the one we often relegate to the bedroom. Prepare to unlock a level of connection you might never have imagined. For centuries, much of humanity has viewed sexual desire through a narrow lens. Primal, physical instinct, something to be either indulged or suppressed. But this perspective, as many experts now agree, is a profound oversimplification. Sexual energy is far more than just the urge for physical release. It is, in fact, one of the most potent forces within the human experience, a dynamic life force that Eastern philosophies often refer to as qi. When understood and channeled effectively, this incredible energy holds the key to unlocking creativity, enhancing mental acuity, and fostering deep spiritual connections. Indeed, a look at history reveals that many individuals who achieved greatness across various fields, from literature and art to industry and finance, often possessed highly developed sexual emotions coupled with the remarkable ability to transmute this energy into productive endeavors. This transformative power of sexual energy is not merely a philosophical concept. It's a tangible force. Driven by this deep-seated emotion, individuals can tap into reservoirs of imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creative capacity they never knew they possessed. It can be directed towards artistic pursuits, business ventures, or any endeavor requiring sustained creative effort. The implications are clear. Mastering this energy can elevate one's entire being. However, a significant misunderstanding or misuse of this potent force can lead to detrimental outcomes, manifesting as wasted potential, compromised well-being, or a descent into purely animalistic behaviors. The goal, then, is not to repress or deny this inherent drive, but to skillfully redirect it, to allow it to continuously seek an outlet that enriches the body, mind, and spirit. Beyond the physical, decoding male desire. When it comes to understanding many fall into the trap of assuming their desire is solely physical. This common misconception often leads to frustration and a sense of transactional connection. However, a man's sexual desire, at its core, is intricately linked to a deeper search for validation, identity, emotional safety, and profound longing. The physical act of sex often serves as a symbol, representing what he craves beyond mere gratification. For many men, the intimate space of the bedroom is one of the rare sanctuaries where they feel a profound permission to be vulnerable. In daily life, societal expectations often compel them to project an image of unwavering strength, to stand guard, to maintain a posture of control. But within the embrace of intimacy, they can finally exhale, letting down their defenses. When he reaches for you, it's not just because he wants to feel your body. It's often because it's one of the few avenues he knows to express an underlying need, a craving for connection, for affirmation, for reflection of his true self. This unspoken language is incredibly potent, yet profoundly delicate. If you fail to recognize this deeper emotional undercurrent, the interaction remains purely physical, making the connection disposable and replaceable. After all, if it's only sex, it could happen with anyone. The true transformation occurs when you begin to perceive his physical desire as a threshold, an entry point into his emotional circuitry. By responding not just to his body, but to his deeper yearning for connection, affirmation, and identity, you fundamentally alter the dynamic of the relationship. When you meet his physical longing not merely with your body, but with your undivided attention, unwavering presence, and genuine emotional reflection, you initiate a powerful feedback loop. This loop teaches him that being with you isn't just physically stimulating. It's emotionally restorative and healing. The art of emotional imprinting, nurturing connection after intimacy, the emotionally restorative and healing. Moments immediately following physical intimacy are often overlooked, yet they hold immense psychological weight and opportunity. This is a critical window when a man is at his most emotionally unguarded. His defenses drop, his nervous system unwinds, and his deeper self becomes temporarily accessible. Tragically, this is also precisely the moment when many couples default to silence, distraction, or emotional withdrawal. What's missed is that this post-intimate space is not merely a recovery period. It's a powerful portal for emotional imprinting. It is here that you can begin to subtly redirect his attention from simple physical gratification toward a lasting emotional investment. Men are often, unconsciously, conditioned to compartmentalize physical satisfaction from emotional presence. This conditioning can lead to intimacy feeling mechanical and the connection disposable, leaving many women feeling used even in consensual encounters. This disconnect arises because what women truly seek isn't just the physical act. It's the profound meaning beneath it, the feeling of being seen, chosen, and genuinely cared for, not just touched. So, how do you initiate this shift in dynamic? You engage his inner world once the outer physical intensity has softened. Instead of a demanding interrogation, you ask with genuine curiosity, "What did that mean for you?" Or, "What did you notice about that?" You might softly observe, "You seem different just now, more open." These are not manipulative tactics, they are invitations. They shift the focus from his body to his mind, from the purely physical to the profound psychological landscape. You turn the moment inward, encouraging him to reflect. This reflection creates an emotional residue, a lingering imprint that stays with him long after you've gone. This residue is precisely what makes him feel not just satisfied, but truly altered by being with you. This is where your authentic power resides, not in what you physically give him, but in how he feels about himself in your presence. When he begins to associate sexual closeness with deep emotional activation, the experience transcends fleeting pleasure. It becomes anchored, significant, and vibrantly alive. This redirection is how true obsession, born from meaning rather than performance or calculated seduction, takes root. The paradox of desire, cultivating attraction through restraint and polarity. Here's a fascinating paradox in the realm of attraction. The more you slow down the pace of intimacy, the more magnetically you draw him in. Why? Because obsession isn't born from sheer frequency or constant satisfaction. It blossoms from meaning and anticipation. Think about it like a tantalizing story. The suspense builds, the longing intensifies, and the mind loops on the promise of what's to come. This space between desire and fulfillment is where emotional and erotic fixation is nurtured, where fantasy spins its web, and where longing transforms into a compelling narrative. The mistake many people make is giving too much too soon, collapsing that space. When you strip away the mystery and flatten the emotional charge, you inadvertently diminish the compulsion that keeps a man pursuing and wanting. Desire, in its most powerful form, thrives not in constant closeness but in the rhythmic interplay of closeness and distance. It's the pause, the momentary gap, that intensifies the pull. This isn't about playing games. It's about embodying presence and self-possession. When you understand how to create this intelligent delay, you activate a part of his psyche that equates wanting with value. This is neuropsychology in action. The human mind naturally assigns greater worth to what must be earned, not to what is freely handed over without effort. He needs to invest in that closeness, both emotionally and sexually, and in doing so, he convinces himself that you are unequivocally worth that effort, precisely because he has invested. The beauty of this approach is its subtlety. You don't have to be obvious or manipulative. It's in the small embodied cues, holding his gaze a little longer, than being the first to gently break it. Leaning into a deep conversation, then allowing a comfortable silence to settle. Permitting him to touch you, then subtly guiding his hand away, not as a rejection, but as an invitation to slow the pace. These silent signals communicate a powerful truth. You may want me, but you don't control access to me. That unspoken boundary awakens his attention, sharpens his focus, and compels him into genuine pursuit. This approach, of course, requires your comfort with not overgiving, with resisting the impulse to over-explain, over-offer, or over-perform. It demands that you trust in the inherent weight of your presence, that your energy possesses its own gravitational pull, and that you don't need to prove your value through immediate availability. This is where feminine power truly resides, not in seduction through constant exposure, but in seduction through containment. It's not about withholding out of fear or punishment, but about understanding that you are the vessel, the frame, and it is the frame that gives shape and profound significance to what it holds. This perspective transcends mere biology and enters the realm of philosophy. Erotic attraction is more than a biological reflex, it's a narrative. When a man feels that powerful charge towards you, he subconsciously begins writing this story in his mind. Who is she? Why does she affect me like this? What would it mean to be chosen by her? These are not just sexual questions. They are identity questions. You're not merely igniting his body. You're stirring his very sense of self. You're inviting him into a psychological space where intimacy must be earned, not assumed. When you create this kind of tension and allow it to breathe, instead of instantly resolving it, you leave him with an ache, a tantalizing gap. In that gap, his imagination goes into overdrive. He replays your words, your tone, your gestures. His desire turns inward, becoming reflective. He no longer just wants you. He wants the emotional state he enters when he's near you, the curiosity, the heightened awareness, the profound feeling of reaching for something truly significant. This is the seed of obsession. It doesn't grow from overexposure, but from artful absence, not from passivity, but from emotional strategy. When you master the rhythm of intimacy, knowing when to draw close and when to hold back, you don't just spark desire. You direct it. Leave him with questions, and you will never leave his thoughts. This powerful dynamic also highlights a fundamental polarity in attraction, often ignored: the dance between masculine and feminine energy. This isn't about outdated gender roles, but about energetic posture. Masculine energy is directional. It seeks focus, progress, and release. Feminine energy, by contrast, is receptive, fluid, and magnetic. It doesn't chase. It draws in. When a man is rooted in his masculine, his instinct is to project outward, to move toward his goals, whether that's professional success or intimacy. When you, as a woman, remain anchored in your feminine, you provide a still point for that movement, a gravitational center he can orient toward. This isn't because you demand his attention, but precisely because you don't need to. You are grounded, self-contained. You're not chasing, fixing, or forcing, and that is deeply disarming to a man who navigates a world constantly demanding output and performance. This polarity is crucial for channeling sexual energy. If you are always initiating, always steering, always anticipating his needs, you've stepped out of your energetic center and into his masculine terrain. When both partners operate in a masculine mode, you create friction, but not the kind that generates attraction. It often leads to a power struggle. Conversely, when you return to your feminine essence by slowing your pace, tuning into your own body, and expressing rather than managing, you create space. In that space, his desire has room to breathe, to gather itself, and to focus more intensely on you. This is not about being passive. It's about being invitational. It's the difference between pulling and allowing, between grasping and holding. When you release the need to control the tempo of connection and allow him to move toward you, Instead of constantly meeting him halfway, he begins to inhabit his own desire more fully. His sexual energy naturally starts to flow toward you, not just in moments of physical intimacy, but in how he thinks, how he plans, and how he moves through the world. This is where the psychological layering truly deepens. When a man begins to associate his own strength, his own erotic drive, with your presence, he starts to link his masculinity to the experience of being connected with you. You are no longer just someone he desires. You are someone who awakens a deeper current within him. You reflect back not only desire, but identity. You become the mirror in which he sees himself as stronger, more purposeful, more alive. And that reflection for him can be profoundly addictive. However, for this to work, you must remain emotionally rooted. Resist the temptation to be constantly performative, overly sexy, or always agreeable and available, as this pulls you out of alignment with your authentic truth. Feminine energy thrives in authenticity, in being attuned to your feelings moment to moment, and expressing them without filtering them merely to maintain peace or his interest. That raw, real, unrehearsed expression is what generates true polarity and keeps him leaning in, wanting to know you more deeply. Men are not captivated by women who shrink themselves to fit an imagined ideal. They are captivated by women who embody a reality so rich, so emotionally textured, that being in their presence feels like returning to something ancient, familiar, primal, and deeply human. When you lead from your feminine core, hold your emotional ground and allow him to come closer instead of chasing, his sexual energy ceases to wander. It begins to orbit you. The question then isn't about how to hold his attention, but how to inhabit your own energy so fully that he simply cannot look away. When you are rooted in your feminine essence, he doesn't just want you. He needs to feel himself through you. The unspoken language of female desire and emotional safety. Many men mistakenly expect a woman to explicitly state her desire for sex, like a line from a movie. But desire, especially for women, rarely speaks in direct declarations. It communicates through subtext, through the energy behind the words, through what remains unsaid between the lines. When a woman is interested, when she wants more, she seldom tells you outright. Instead, she shows you. She hints, she creates a space of tension and ambiguity. This is not manipulation. It is the nuanced language of intimacy, a language that thrives on subtlety. In many cultures, women are conditioned to be cautious with their sexual expression. Therefore, she won't always give an obvious yes. Instead, she offers something far more potent, a momentary pause, a longer than necessary gaze, a lowered voice, a laugh that lingers just a second longer than it should. She might gently touch your arm or ask a question that feels oddly personal. None of these cues are accidental. They are carefully chosen signals. They are her way of conveying, "I'm interested, I'm here, I'm open," without ever uttering the explicit words. The common mistake men make is waiting for a clear green light that never flashes. They dwell on the superficial meaning of her words instead of diving into the emotional tone underneath. So when she says something like, "You're trouble," or "I don't usually do this," or even, "You make me nervous," many men shrug it off, missing the genuine invitation. These seemingly offhand remarks carry heat and vulnerability. They are coded expressions of sexual permission and emotional intrigue. The truth is, if you're only listening for a woman to speak like a man, to be direct and blunt, you will completely miss the intricate dance of seduction. It's not just about what she's saying, but how she says it, the way her body subtly angles towards you, how she shifts from guarded to relaxed in your presence, or how she might playfully challenge you just to see your response. She isn't just seeking someone physically attractive or successful. She's looking for a man who is attuned, a man who can feel into the subtle emotional space between words, who listens not just with his ears, but with his awareness, a man who can read the moment and respond from presence, not desperation. The psychological truth behind this is that women often express desire through ambiguity because ambiguity creates possibility. It gives them the freedom to explore their own feelings without being prematurely locked into an outcome. It allows the tension to build, which is not confusion, but erotic intelligence. This ambiguity creates the fertile ground where genuine connection can flourish. So if you want to understand when a woman truly wants you, stop waiting for her to explicitly announce it. Pay attention to her subtext, her rhythm, her silences, her nervous laughter, her curiosity. If you are attuned, you will know. If you are present, you will feel it. And when you can meet her there with quiet confidence, rather than force, you'll find yourself in a space that doesn't need explicit permission, because the connection itself becomes the consent. Ultimately, presence is the new seduction, and awareness is the new foreplay. The man who understands how to listen beyond the words will never need to ask if he's wanted, because he will already know. Desire doesn't shout. It whispers, and only the attuned are truly capable of hearing it. Furthermore, when a woman teases, challenges, or even uses sarcasm, it's frequently not a rejection, but an invitation, a form of psychological and emotional foreplay. She isn't pushing you away. She's subtly drawing you in to observe your response. A woman who is genuinely interested often creates tension, because tension is the very heart of desire. Without it, you have comfort and safety, but not the thrilling heat that fuels attraction. Women are instinctively wired to test for this heat, because it reveals critical information about a man, his confidence, emotional intelligence, and ability to hold his own in the dance of polarity. So if she says something provocative like, "You think you've got me figured out?" Or, "Oh please, I bet you say that to all the girls," don't misinterpret it as resistance and back off. This is a spark test. She's igniting friction to see if you're a man who collapses under pressure, or one who remains grounded, composed, and even playful. She wants to see if you can meet her fire with your own flame, without attempting to control her or win her approval. This dynamic is important because women are not drawn to neediness. They are drawn to strength, not just physical strength, but emotional resilience. Can you hold the tension? Can you stay with the discomfort? Can you avoid flinching when she challenges you or flirts with defiance? That is where true masculine presence is born. It's not about dominating her, but about matching her intensity, presence, and energy. This type of provocative invitation, whether teasing, joking, or questioning your intentions, is her way of saying, "Show me who you are. Show me you're not just another guy seeking validation. Show me you're awake, conscious, aware." If she desired an easy connection, she could have anyone. What she truly craves is depth, which requires a man who isn't thrown off by her complexity. This is a psychological game, but not a manipulative one. It's a form of mutual testing. Just as you observe her for signals, she watches you for emotional steadiness. When she says something provocative, she's assessing your body language. Does your voice tremble? Do you over-explain yourself? Do you laugh nervously? Or do you smile, hold her gaze, and allow the moment to breathe? The men who succeed in these moments are those who don't rush to prove themselves. They lean into the tension, staying calm, centered, and playful. That's what makes a woman feel safe enough to surrender, because if you can handle her when she's fiery and unpredictable, she knows she can trust you when she's vulnerable and exposed. This is where psychological depth becomes truly seductive. It's not about slick lines or tricks. It's about being fully present. It's about knowing that when she challenges you, she's not testing your ego. She's testing your essence. So, don't flinch. Don't rush to defend yourself. Don't try to pass or test transcend it. Stand in your truth. Speak from grounded confidence. Show her that you're not looking for approval, because you are already full. That, my friends, is what creates magnetic desire. Every man desires to be desired, but most don't realize that a woman's sexual openness is fundamentally about emotional safety. This is the true gateway. If you fail to grasp this, you'll perpetually wonder why the connection never deepens, why she pulls away just as things become intense. A woman will not fully give her body to a man if she doesn't feel emotionally held. Your good looks or smooth game are secondary. If she can't trust you with her thoughts, her vulnerability, her insecurities, she won't trust you with her body either. For most women, true intimacy doesn't begin in the bedroom. It begins in conversation, when she shares things like, "I've never told anyone this before," or "It's crazy I'm even saying this out loud." You must listen, truly listen, because in those moments, she isn't just talking. She's emotionally undressing in front of you. That is her intimacy, her opening, the decisive moment when she chooses whether she can fully let go with you, or if she needs to protect herself. The crucial mistake most men make is rushing past this moment. They dismiss it as small talk too focused on physical escalation to notice the profound emotional invitation. But the truth is, if you can't make a woman feel safe enough to speak her truth, she will never feel safe surrendering to her desire. Emotional connection isn't just a warm-up act. It is the seduction. You must understand the psychology. Most women carry layers of social conditioning, past experiences, or even trauma that have taught them to be guarded. So when she opens up, even slightly, it's not casual. It's an act of deep trust. If you react poorly by laughing it off, interrupting, or changing the subject, she will shut that door, and once closed, it's incredibly difficult to reopen. But when you create space, when you sit in that moment with her, when you don't rush to fix or analyze, when you simply hold presence, you become the kind of man who makes her feel safe amidst her own chaos. That kind of presence is rare, profoundly powerful, and it is what awakens her deepest sexual desire. It's not just attraction. It's a deep, embodied craving, because now she's not only turned on by your appearance, but by your energy, by the way you made her feel seen, by the way you didn't flinch when she showed you something raw. That level of trust transforms everything, elevating the experience from transactional to transformational, from surface-level sex to truly connected intimacy. This is what differentiates the boys from the men. Boys chase the body, but men seduce the mind and soul. If you can go beyond the surface, if you can hold space for her truth, if you can invite her to show up fully without fear of judgment, then you are not just another guy. You are the man she can lose herself with, and more importantly, the man she will remember. So the next time she opens up, even slightly, slow down, lean in. That is not a distraction from intimacy. That is intimacy. It's her subconscious asking, "Can I trust you with all of me?" The man who listens deeply unlocks more than her words. He unlocks her desire. Furthermore, women often frame their sexual desires, fantasies, or curiosities as questions, jokes, or random stories, rather than direct statements. This is how desire safely sneaks into the room before fully shedding its clothes. When a woman is interested in sex, she might bring it up hypothetically. "Have you ever tied someone up before?" Or, "Some girls like being choked. What do you think about that?" On the surface, these might sound like casual conversation, but don't be fooled. That's not casual. It's calculated intimacy. It's her way of expressing her own fantasies without risking rejection, shame, or being labeled. This is a psychological reality of feminine desiring. It's exploratory. It seeks to feel into possibilities, not just outcomes. So she tests the waters by speaking about others, or some women, or a friend of mine once ... If you shut it down, reacting with judgment or awkwardness, you've just told her it's not safe to explore further, and that door will close. This is where most men get it wrong, waiting for explicit permission instead of recognizing when a woman is slowly, intentionally showing you her inner world, a map, a mirror, a secret, but only if you're attuned enough to catch it. When a woman reveals fantasies, whether about rough sex, domination, emotional surrender, or taboo play, she's not just trying to shock you, she's testing for attunement. She wants to know, can you handle this part of me? Can you stay grounded when I go dark, messy, wild? Can you hold my innocence and my craving? If your reaction is immature, reactive, or needy, she won't feel safe exploring that part of herself with you. But if you are grounded, open, and show her that nothing about her desire scares you, shames you, or makes you flinch, she will feel liberated. And a liberated woman is an unforgettable lover. This is about psychological safety meeting erotic freedom. When she shares something hypothetical and you respond with presence and curiosity, not arrogance, not desperation, just calm confidence, you become the man she can trust with her deepest desires. You show her you're not just chasing sex. You're honoring the woman inside the fantasy. That's the difference. Any man can undress a body. Few can undress a soul. But when you are the one who makes her feel safe enough to whisper the things she's never said out loud before, that's the man she'll crave and choose again and again. So, if you ever hear her say something that seems a little out of left field, something slightly provocative or oddly specific, pause. Don't rush. That's not a joke. That's a key. That's your invitation to step into her inner world without breaking the trust that brought you this far. The profound impact of energy exchange in intimacy. Beyond the physical sensations, every sexual interaction involves a profound exchange of energy between partners. This energetic current isn't just a new age concept. It's an acknowledgement that our energies, our auras, intertwine with those we are intimate with. This exchange can be incredibly uplifting, serving to empower and strengthen us. Conversely, it can also lead to blockages and the absorption of unwanted negative energies. Just as illnesses can be transmitted, so too can emotions and attitudes. Feelings like anger, resentment, or other low-vibration emotions can be exchanged. During intercourse, consider the energetic implications of intimacy. When you engage in sexual acts with someone, you send your energy to them, and they, in turn, share theirs with you. This means that if you're intimate with someone who is constantly negative, pessimistic, unstable, or depressed, you risk absorbing that energy, which can drag you down and diminish your engagement with daily life. The effect is compounded if your partner has been intimate with many others, as their aura will carry the energetic residue of all those past connections, which can then intertwine with yours. This isn't a new discovery. Ancient spiritual traditions like Tantra have long emphasized the importance of conscious awareness regarding whom you share your energy with. Therefore, maintaining energetic hygiene is as crucial as physical hygiene. Just as we shower to cleanse our bodies of dirt and grime, we need methods to purify our energetic field from psychic debris accumulated through intimate interactions and daily life. An uncleansed aura can become chaotic, attracting lower vibrations and pushing away positive energy. When we treat sex as a meaningless act, devoid of love and solely focused on physical gratification, our aura can become fractured and susceptible to absorbing harmful energies. To safeguard your energetic well-being, several practices can help purify your aura. Aura meditation. Even basic meditation can help relax and release unwanted energy. Aura meditation specifically works to release negative energy through grounding, cleansing the aura, energy channels, and chakras. Aura healing. A trained healer can assist in removing unwanted energy, releasing blockages, and improving energy flow. Practices like Reiki fall into this category. Aura reading. This helps you differentiate your own energy from external energies absorbed from others, making it easier to release what isn't yours. Emotional release. Unprocessed emotional energy can create blockages. Allowing yourself to feel hidden emotions facilitates an energetic release, clearing psychic debris, creative expression. Engaging in creative activities you're passionate about can stimulate your own energy flow, helping to release blocks and unwanted energies. Epsom salt baths. The water, combined with Epsom salts, can help stimulate energy flow and draw out psychic debris from the aura. Swimming, immersing yourself in water, especially seawater, is a powerful way to cleanse the aura. Sunlight exposure. Gentle exposure to sunlight can stimulate energy flow, as some lower vibrations cannot exist in strong light. By consciously choosing partners and practicing regular energetic cleansing, you can ensure a healthier and more balanced life. Recognizing that every action is an energy action in sexual encounters, whether it elevates or lowers your energy, is paramount. It's about being aware of your emotional state before, during, and after intimacy, and trusting your body's signals. If your body signals anxiety, shame, or discomfort, and you proceed regardless, you are likely to have a dissatisfying experience that amplifies those negative feelings. The type of sex, casual, committed, etc., is less important than understanding what you truly want from it and what brings you comfort and pleasure. If emotional connection is a need, casual encounters may leave you feeling unbalanced or empty. Ultimately, sexual energy is a powerful force, and understanding how to manage it contributes to overall balance and joy in relationships. Mindfulness in sexual connection. The power of presence in our fast-paced, multitasking modern world. Mindfulness has become a buzzword, applied to everything from eating to parenting. But its application to sexual intimacy offers a truly transformative experience. Mindfulness, an ancient concept rooted in Hinduism and Buddhism, is the practice of being fully aware and non-judgmental of the present reality. It means being consciously aware of what you are doing and where you are in the current moment, allowing you to observe your thoughts and emotions without becoming emotionally entangled or self-critical. When applied to sex, this practice empowers you to identify distracting thoughts and then intentionally redirect your focus to sensations that bring pleasure, leading to a much more fulfilling experience. Here's how mindfulness can revolutionize your sexual life. Improved focus. Modern life often demands constant multitasking, making it difficult to fully concentrate on any single activity, including sex. This lack of focus can hinder arousal, climax, and crucially, the feeling of connection and synchronization with your partner. When a distracting thought arises, mindfulness prompts you to gently bring your attention back to your partner and the pleasurable sensations in your body. It helps you remain present in the moment, rather than dwelling on past concerns or future anxieties. Non-judgmental acceptance. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for overcoming body image anxieties that often interfere with sexual satisfaction. It teaches you to experience awareness in the present moment without labeling it as good or bad and without reacting to it. By replacing self-criticism about your body with positive affirmations or expressions of gratitude, you can cultivate greater comfort and ease during intimacy. As sexologist Diana Richardson notes, many people approach sex with a full mind, preoccupied with performance or climax rather than being present. Mindfulness shifts attention to sensation, bodily presence, and the intimate vibrations of touch, allowing you to fully immerse in the wonderful moment with your loved one, leading to increased arousal and satisfaction. Reconnecting with your body. Mindfulness helps us move beyond a results or performance-oriented approach to sex. It reminds us why we engage in intimacy in the first place, for connection, joy, and self-discovery. When couples become overly focused on goals like achieving orgasm or maintaining an erection, they often miss the subtle moment-to-moment pleasures of intimacy. This disconnect can lead to physical issues like sexual dysfunction or decreased libido. And spiritually, it can sever us from one of humanity's most sacred emotions, Practicing mindfulness in sex is not a one-time event. It requires consistent effort, both inside and outside the bedroom. Regular meditation helps you center yourself, focus on your breath, and attune to your body's movements and sensations. In the context of sex, mindfulness means intentionally slowing down, releasing self-judgment and judgment of your partner, and paying closer attention to every caress, every stimulation, and the profound feeling of connection. It can be as simple as connecting with your senses during a shower, noticing the light touch on your skin, the sounds around you, or your partner's scent. By bringing this heightened awareness to your body and your shared pleasure, even a single deep breath can unlock the most fulfilling and happy sexual experiences, building a foundation for lasting emotional bonds beyond the bedroom. While sexual energy is a potent force, true, lasting emotional bonding requires a holistic approach to the relationship itself. Sex is an expression, but it's built on a foundation of deeper connection. Here are key elements for constructing a resilient and happy partnership. Strong friendship as the bedrock. A robust friendship is one of the most vital ingredients for a strong relationship. When you are truly friends with your partner, you inherently understand their needs, their anxieties, and even their subtle desires. This friendship fosters an environment where open sharing flourishes, blurring the lines between words and actions, thereby strengthening the emotional bond. Trust and honesty, non-negotiables. These are the twin pillars upon which any enduring relationship stands. Once trust is broken, the relationship fractures. Honesty not only helps resolve conflicts, but actively builds a stronger connection. When both partners are consistently truthful, they feel secure, free from anxiety or suspicion. Effective communication, the lifeline. Open and sincere communication is the essential tool for building and maintaining a strong relationship. It allows you to deeply understand your partner's emotions, desires, and concerns. Especially during challenging times, straightforward conversations can help you navigate difficulties and solidify your emotional connection. Remember that women are often more emotional and tend to communicate through feeling rather than pure logic. Men often try to change a woman's rational thoughts, but it's her current emotional state that matters most. For instance, during an argument, instead of trying to prove who's right, focus on shifting her mood first. Logic can come later when she's calm. This sensitivity to emotional states and the willingness to adjust your approach based on them is key to effective communication. Intense focus when conversing. Be fully present. Your complete attention allows you to pick up on minute details in her words, which you can then use to ask insightful follow-up questions, deepening the connection. Distraction will weaken this vital link. Observe body language. What people say isn't always what they mean. Men often miss the subtle cues of body language, posture, gestures, facial expressions, tone of voice. For example, "I'm fine" might be accompanied by agitated body language that screams the opposite. Honing this observational skill makes you more emotionally perceptive and helps you connect on a deeper level. Listen more, talk less. This principle is foundational. Truly listen to what your partner says and wants to share. Provide nonverbal affirmations like hung, or okay to show you're engaged. Deep listening not only helps you understand your partner better, but also creates a powerful bond as they feel heard and valued. Use comments over questions. Instead of rote yes-no questions, for example, "What do you do?" Use comments or cold reading techniques. For example, instead of "What's your job?" try "Looking at your glasses, I guess you're a teacher." This approach is less dry, offers your perspective, and opens up more branching avenues for conversation, fostering a more engaging and emotionally resonant dialogue. Mutual support in all situations. Each partner needs to feel that the other is always there, offering unwavering support. This can manifest as unwavering dedication, facing challenges together, or simply providing encouragement when needed. This not only fortifies the relationship, but also creates a profound bond, as both individuals are consistently oriented toward each other. Respect for personal space, a pillar of connection. Even in the most intimate relationships, individual space for personal growth and hobbies is essential. Respecting this autonomy is crucial for sustained connection. When both partners feel free to be themselves without fear of surveillance or control, the love flourishes more naturally and durably. Quality time together, building memories. A relationship cannot endure without dedicated moments shared. Create common activities that build beautiful memories and strengthen your bond. Simple dates like walks, watching movies, or cooking together can become special moments that deepen intimacy. Accept and respect differences. Every individual brings unique preferences, habits, and lifestyles to a relationship. To sustain a long-term connection, accepting these differences is paramount. Learning to respect your partner's individuality fosters not only understanding but also harmony within the relationship. Building a shared future, planning for the future together, creates a robust foundation for love. When both partners share common goals and a unified direction, the relationship gains stability and purpose. Sharing dreams and expectations helps the bond grow stronger. Everyday habits for a happy, lasting relationship. Daily communication. Regularly staying in touch throughout the day, even with simple texts or calls about lunch plans or evening activities, keeps spirits high and demonstrates ongoing care. Playful teasing. Happy couples often share humorous moments whenever possible. This could be sending funny photos of something observed during the day, or sharing amusing stories to lighten a dull day. Mutual praise. Consistently complimenting each other builds confidence and reinforces appreciation. Recognizing positive actions your partner takes fosters gratitude for their contributions to your life. Speak their love language. People express and receive love in various ways. Quality time. Gifts, physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service. Happy couples understand and utilize each other's unique love languages to ensure their partner feels loved and cherished daily. Love vs. lust. Discerning the deeper connection, the line between love and lust can often feel thin and ambiguous, leading to uncertainty about the true nature of a relationship. Many believe that lust can evolve into love, but often, intense physical attraction only leads to temporary gratification. While sex is an important component of a loving relationship, it is not the entirety of it. As psychologist Judith Orloff notes, pure lust relies entirely on physical attraction and often fades once we know the real person. The true self of an individual only reveals itself over time, through shared experiences and mutual understanding. So how do you differentiate between fleeting desire and authentic love? Here are key distinctions. Mutual satisfaction versus self-centered pleasure. In love, your concern extends to both partners' satisfaction during intimacy. It's about ensuring mutual fulfillment. In contrast, lust primarily focuses on your own gratification. While physical pleasure is a byproduct of intimacy, it's not the sole indicator of deep emotional resonance. Scientific studies suggest that lust activates brain regions associated with reward and excitement, while love engages areas related to care and empathy. You know you're in love when you prioritize your partner's well-being over your own. Acceptance of reality versus idealized fantasy. Love means accepting your partner for who they truly are, flaws and all. Lust, however, is often rooted in an idealized image you've constructed of them. When the initial dreamlike phase fades, and you still desire to be with that person, that's love. Delayed gratification versus immediate impulse. Lust often manifests as a desire for instant gratification. It's the urgent need for immediate physical pleasure. Love, conversely, embraces the concept of delayed gratification. It signifies a willingness to wait until your partner is ready for intimacy, prioritizing their comfort and readiness. Long-term connection versus short-term drive. Love fosters a long-lasting and enduring relationship, built on mutual needs and desires. It requires patience and ongoing commitment. Lust, however, tends to diminish over time, as it is primarily driven by intense physiological and sexual urges. Love deepens with time, creating a profound bond and a shared future, while lust's intensity often fades once the physical novelty wears off. Deeper understanding versus superficial interaction. When in love, you genuinely want to know everything about your partner, their joys, sorrows, dreams, and fears. Conversations become purposeful, aimed at understanding and empathizing. You strive to be the first person they turn to, whether in happiness or sadness. Lust, on the other hand, often involves superficial banter or flirting without purpose. The conversations might stay on surface-level topics like daily activities, without delving into deeper emotional territory. Emotional connection versus purely hormonal drive. In lust, the desire to be with someone is often primarily driven by hormonal release. In love, the desire for closeness stems from a multitude of factors, encompassing emotional, mental, and spiritual connection, not just biology. Cuddling, interestingly, often feels more intimate than sex for many. This is because it often bypasses the performance pressure associated with sex, allowing for pure vulnerability and stillness. Cuddling releases oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, which fosters feelings of safety, closeness, and connection, akin to the bond between a mother and baby. Unlike sex, which can sometimes be purely a physical act or a biological need, cuddling is rarely casual. It inherently implies a degree of emotional attachment and a deeper exchange of energy at an unseen level. It's appreciating existence together rather than just an activity. In conclusion, the journey to building profound emotional bonds and lasting relationships requires a holistic understanding of human energy, particularly the potent force of sexual desire. By recognizing that male desire often stems from a deeper longing for validation, identity, and emotional safety, and by responding to this underlying need with attention, presence, and emotional reflection, you can transform physical intimacy into a powerful conduit for genuine connection. Mastering the art of restraint and fostering polarity through strategic presence cultivates a magnetic pull that anchors him to you in ways he barely comprehends, as obsession is born from meaning, not just frequency. Furthermore, understanding the nuanced ways women express desire and prioritizing emotional safety is crucial for unlocking true intimacy. Beyond the individual dynamic, recognizing sex as an energetic exchange necessitates mindful choices and energetic hygiene practices to maintain a balanced aura. Ultimately, by integrating mindfulness, fostering deep communication, building on a foundation of friendship, trust, and mutual support, and discerning the profound difference between love and mere lust, you can channel this powerful sexual energy into an unparalleled emotional bond, creating a relationship that isn't just about fleeting moments, but a shared journey of profound meaning and lasting happiness.